What's going on, guys? It's a cloudy Thursday afternoon here. I was going to take you guys on one of my service calls here for a property management company. No notes, just saying that the tenant called in saying that there's no heat. So we'll go check it out. I just got wrapped up with the lunch. Love Culver's. Tastes a lot more fresh than Burger King, McDonald's. Anything tastes better than that garbage. Sorry, but yeah. On a brighter note, I have a little story actually from this morning. I went out to a commercial property that had 3 Trane Voyager furnaces and a normal Trane furnace. The guy wanted to switch, oh god, there's a cop there. Hopefully he doesn't mind. He wanted to try out our company. He's been using a different company for years and years that I've previously talked about in other videos. And he's just really sick of them. There was a guy that he loved to death, but he retired, and then he calls the other guys that came after him numbnuts, he said specifically. So he said, I'm sick of them because they've been pushing and pushing me to replace all my unit. Recently his furnace started making really loud screeching noise, so he knew that if he called this company back, they're just gonna say, nope, you gotta replace your furnace or pay thousands of dollars to replace this. So I got there, and apparently they quoted him $3 grand, $4 grand to replace an inducer motor and a blower motor on the regular Trane furnace. So it wasn't on the Voyager. I went in, confirmed some of the diagnosis. Like, the inducer motor was completely fine. The amp draws were great. It was in great condition, especially for being from 1996. That thing sounded amazing. There was just a little bit of rust on it from a condensate leak in the past, but that was about it. The blower motor, however, was, that thing was louder than hell and actually ended up seizing. The bearings were going bad on it. Well, they are bad. So I was like, yeah, I would say the only recommendation is just the blower motor. I checked over everything else, did combustion tests, looked at the heat exchanger bed. I was like, you know, it's old and over the life expectancy, but it's still good. Like, you know, I can understand both ways if you did want to fix this furnace. So I gave him the price, and it was way less than he got quoted from the other company. I can't tell you what, but trust me, it was way less. Like, motors don't have to be thousands of dollars. That's just ridiculous to me. Like $1,000 max. So I gave him the whole spiel, and he was like, yeah, I appreciate your honest opinion, and I had the motor on the truck. So he was like, yeah, just go ahead and get her done. So I did. He was pretty pleased with all the work and everything that I did in there, because I ran into some other issues in that, but everything else went well. He was like, hey, can you give me a proposal on you guys doing like a maintenance contract here every year? So I went around and set my ladder up, got on the roof and checked out all the Voyagers to see what belts needed, the filters, and all this and that. He said that we definitely earned his business, and that's, you know, if you're a business owner, that's a really big deal. I'm not a business owner, but I understand business, and I understand that, you know, the more money that I make my boss, the more I can get paid, of course, in an ethical way. If you guys are just honest and you give your honest opinion, you know, good things will come your way. You know, in my last video I talked about karma. So yeah, it was a pretty good morning, and we'll be doing work for him going forward, because I looked at his log history. He definitely gets a lot of work done HVAC wise, so I know that he's going to call. But it just goes to show that just like honesty and finding a solution for a customer, not pressuring them into replacing their unit just because of a certain age, can go a long way. Obviously you can still be realistic with them, like, hey, it's past the life expectancy, I can't guarantee that it'll even last 2 weeks from now, but here's what I'm seeing, everything is looking good at this time, and they appreciate that. Let's go see what's going on at this property management joint. Alright, just checked out the thermostat. It's one of those Honeywell dial ones, not the really old Mercury ones, but one of the more modern ones. Ooh. Whoa, it's a filter graveyard, yikes, and a water heater graveyard. Interesting. I think I've actually been in this building before, if my memory serves me correct. I actually wrote "God ends here" in Latin on one of the pieces of ductwork. It would be hilarious if I find it again. Where would I have wrote it? It was kind of hidden. I found it. Theo. This place always creeped me out. So I wrote that there. I think that was like 3 years ago or something. Remember, I was down here with my coworker. That's funny. It's fun, you know, like going to places that you start out with when you're new to the trade and then coming back years later. It's fun. But anyways, we're working on Unit 1. And I'm not going to write it again. So thermostat is supposedly calling. See if we have any error codes. I don't see any light. Hey, would you look at that? Off. See what happens. I'm gonna leave the door on for now just to make sure that it'll start up naturally. And we have light. Cool. Let's open it up just to kind of give everything a visual. You know, I could easily just walk away and call it good, but you know, since we're here, try to give the customer a little bit more value than that. I know some of you guys in the comments say it's good practice to do that. I definitely agree. Oh my god. This thing is so hard to turn. 2010, so it's probably like 14, 15 years old, depending on when it was installed. What it looks like to me is that maintenance came here to change the filters and they just threw this box in here and hit the switch, seeing how it landed. I can't believe that, because this is a property management company, so maintenance just, I guess, they don't like to throw away filters. That's very interesting. We'll just check over a couple things. Check the amp draws here. 0.7, that's within range. Yeah, you can tell these filters are brand new. Oh look, and maintenance put it in backwards. That's amazing. Yeah, this maintenance guy's a joke. I met him before and they're just not smart. Like these specific ones. I've met a lot of smart maintenance guys. I used to be one personally. Let's just clean out the flame sensor. Do something a little productive for them. But the story kind of adds up. Actually, it looks pretty clean. There we go. Yeah, this thing has seen better days. We'll give them a quote on doing annual maintenance for all these furnaces here. Hopefully it'll go somewhere. We'll see. And this filter is backwards too. Look at that. Like, stuff like this isn't hard. This is like a quick Google search. Like, which way does your filter direction go? Let's say these filters are junk, so it doesn't matter as much, in my opinion. But still, it's just, you know, the basics. I remember when I was doing maintenance when I was 15, I changed filters and washed condenser coils. If a 15-year-old can figure out which direction the filter goes, you know, I feel like any maintenance guy should as well. And this one's backwards too. Wow. The fact that they don't throw away any of the filters too is just lazy. You know, it's not the nicest building or anything, but you should still treat everyone with equal respect for your especially the tenants. You know, like for tenants, whatever the rent is here, it's still a lot of money to them, and quite frankly to me. So you should still give them the same level of service. Those are just my thoughts personally. Gonna take a picture of that and provide feedback to them, and hopefully they give that feedback to their maintenance guy. My hope is that they'll have me come back and do all the annual maintenance on these, and I will be gladly to teach the maintenance guy a few things about furnaces. You know, like I said, maybe it's just something you don't know what you don't know, but this is just pure negligence. Just leaving all these filters throughout the whole basement, installing all the filters backwards when you can figure it out with a quick Google search. And you left a mother and a child without heat thanks to your negligence. When you guys see me ripping on someone in the video, it's not because I'm biased towards that group or that person in particular. It's just because I believe that we need to do better in all trades to hold each other to a higher standard, and that's what it's all about, to always improve yourself. If you're getting to a point in your career where you don't give a anymore and you're just showing up for a paycheck, I think you should leave the trade. I don't see what's wrong with having pride in your work. You know, a couple little things on the furnace here. I can't dive in too deep to it because at the end of the day, I work for a boss who needs to get paid so that I can get paid. Oh man, I'm gonna patch that before I leave though. That's a lot of airflow. Probably had a UV light here or something. That wraps up this service call. Sorry about that. That was kind of uneventful. I was hoping that there will be something more to it. Again, I used to do maintenance for years and years, so you know, I get being a maintenance guy, but just stuff like that is negligence, and I think that you should always try to further your education. Even as a maintenance guy, I always watched HVAC videos all the time. Electrical videos, plumbing videos. You know, I know that there's a lot to cover being a maintenance guy, but if you're going to do something, at least have some knowledge on it and do it. Try to the best of your abilities, do it correctly, or do what I did and, you know, try to go to your boss, say, hey, I want to be more knowledgeable on this and whatnot. I was on call this past weekend and I got 2 after-hours calls from a different property management company with the same tech that was on call, and I at least, you know, he at least called me out and was there with me. I explained everything that I was doing to the unit so that he could learn and so that he can do some things. And I give my full discretion, like, hey, I recommend a professional doing XYZ, and you can do these things on your own. You know, filters, you don't need a professional. And even like on this particular furnace, it's pretty easy to clean the flame sensor. But you know, I think it's important that if you're in the trade work, you got to be passionate about it. Like, don't go to the trades just to make money. Like, have some pride in your work, is what I'm trying to say. Kind of like what it says in the Bible, whatever your hands find to do, do with all your might. I'll see you guys on the next call.